Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnana Murtim Dvandvatītam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasishtha Nirvana Prakarana Purvardha, Section 39. Supreme worship of the Absolute Self. That's the topic. And Lord Shiva is imparting this wisdom to sage Vasishtha. In Yoga Vasishtha Nirvana Prakarana Purvardha. Section 39. Divine Shiva said, I shall now describe to you the subjective worship of the Divine Self. It is a remover of ignorance. It is the supreme purifier of the heart. It is of the nature of meditation, which can be practiced while sleeping, walking, sitting, or performing any activity of the day-to-day life. The scriptures have their way to start from the highest. This is the highest ideal. Your worship should not be like a warship. It will be a ship that confers on you your highest goal. Worship. Var, Swayamvar. Leaving aside the witch, what is it? Well known as Sahaja Samadhi. Early stage, you have to have time and you have to practice for Samadhi and stay in Samadhi. Then you get into Samadhi and get out of it. But in advanced stage, there is perpetual Samadhi. And that's what Lord Gita presented in Sthita Prajna Lakshanas, characteristics of one who is established in wisdom. That state of establishment is the absolute Samadhi. Another simple point to be understood, that practice of sadhana continues to work upon your unconscious, your samskaras and your vasanas. When vasanas go through purification, then your sadhana is not limited to only the physical realities or the physical plane. Your sadhana creates a special impact from your subconscious. This is a subtle point to understand. What I'm implying, that even though in your conscious level, you may be fluctuating, remembering God, not remembering God, but subconscious level, you can't forget. If samskaras have, vasanas have become purified, if you become like a child in the arms of a mother, the child stage, you are fickle. The mother level is completely secure and comfortable. So, this double consciousness begins to develop. You continue to live your life better and better, but at the same time, you are dominated by a vasana of bhakti, devotion to God. Not only bhakti, but jnana, that I am Brahman. Devotion, I am surrendered to God. I am a ray of God. Then you are in a devotion. That's the aspect of devotion, bhakti. And bhakti reaches its climax, I am that. Aham Brahmas. So, all this movement is worship movement. So the highest worship is a remover of ignorance. When vasanas become highly purified, then ignorance that restricts your soul, that ignorance itself dissolves, what's known as avarana, the veil of illusion. It is a supreme purifier of the heart. It is of the nature of meditation. The divine self is seated within as the indweller of the heart. For the profound worship, first you have to understand where is God whom you are worshipping. That God is the indweller of your heart. So don't exercise too much stress in your mind to find where is God and go into Google. Nothing against Google. I'm joking. And the news, startling news. God is ever-present reality. Even the question you are asking, try to figure out who is asking the question. Your tongue? No. Behind your tongue is your mind. Does the mind ask the question? No. There is buddhi behind it, higher than your mind, your intellect, blended with your ego. And then the ego has its reality to ask a question. No, it has a deeper reality, universal, cosmic mind. Cosmic mind has its reality, absolute self, Brahman. So, the very questioner who is asking the question, in that who lies the secret of your answer. So, you can't ask a question without the questioner. That questioner, the source of your question, is your very self. Very self means absolute self. So God is closer than anything you imagine. It is this type of understanding that leads you to Sahaja Samadhi, spontaneous Samadhi at all times. The awareness that I am that. The I am is not the ego. Ego awareness continues during the states of your waking and dream. In deep sleep, your ego awareness temporarily seems to move away. In Samadhi, your ego awareness exists only as a mirage that you understand that the mirage does not have its Raj over you. You enjoy seeing a mirage. You enjoy seeing how deer become obsessed and get into big trouble going after a mirage water. But you don't fall for it. When that state has come, that's Sahaja Samadhi. You are seeing the mirage, you are enjoying the fun, but you are not falling for it. Until you become Videha Mukta, then even that question of seeing the mirage does not arise. You don't have conditioned mind and senses. They simply disappear. It is by his mere presence that the mind and intellect perform their functions. He is the light of all lights. It is by his light that the mind and intellect continue to bring experiences of the world process. This divine Chaitanya, pure awareness or pure consciousness, is the Shivalinga, the sacred symbol of Shiva, Shivalinga. That's in ritual level, you go after Shivalinga. In the advanced mystical level, understand that Shivalinga is your own awareness, but not the drifting awareness, the absolute awareness. What's the difference between the two? Again, I will give you this simile of cinema show. All the show you are enjoying is drifting awareness. Awareness is not absolute, it's a reflection in awareness. The awareness itself is like the screen that never changes, that absolute. That awareness is like a lake. And the relative awareness is like reflections in a lake created by your mind and senses. And that awareness, absolute, is the Shivalinga. The experiences in life brought about by prarabdha karma constitute the materials which are offered to this divine being in this internal form of worship. Now, how you worship will depend upon the type of personality you possess. And the type of personality you have is a result of your prarabdha karma. How tall you are, how long can you sit comfortable, and many other things. And figure that out. It's easy problem. But in spite of whatever you are and whatever type of personality, You have a room for offering flowers of divine virtues. Virtuous qualities will be developed no matter what size of the ball or the bulb. The light comes from the same source. Every bulb is bringing out according to its prarabdha karma. But don't worry about it. Whatever capacity you have, allow that light to shine. Therefore, offer worship to God, and just to give you a profounder form of worship to supplement this study. 8 offerings of divine flower. Ahimsa prathamam pushpam. Non-violence is the first flower. Dvitiyam indriya nigraha. Control of senses is the second flower. Sarva pushpam daya bhute. Pushpam shanti vishishyate. Compassion towards all beings is the third flower. Shanti, peace, loving nature of mind, that's the fourth flower. Shamaha pushpam, tapaha pushpam, dhyanam pushpam, cha saptamam. Serenity is the fifth. Tapa or austerity is the sixth. Dhyana or meditation is the seventh. Satyam Taivashtamam Pushpam Etai Tushyati Keshava. Satyam or truthfulness is the 8th flower. The divine self is pleased with the offerings of these flowers. So, now can understand the mystical, the profounder form of worship. What does it imply? A complete, progressive movement of transformation of your personality. The divine self rides in this body chariot, which is driven by horses in the form of pranas and the mind. You want to see the divine self in his majesty? Look at his chariot. You don't have to go far and wide. You are the source of all pilgrimage centers, here and now, starting with your own body. That body is the chariot of God. It's not your chariot, it's his chariot. And the horses that drive the chariot are your pranas, vital forces, the senses, the mind. Thus, riding in this chariot, the majestic self enjoys his own Mayaik creations through the senses. Just like I described the mirage. Similarly, all that you riding this chariot, all that you see or experience led by your mind and senses, they are all illusions. You are the ruler of all that you are seeing. For easy understanding, you enter into dream and see so many things, but understand who is the ruler behind all these experiences of your dream. You who lie on your bed so comfortable. He who is seated in the reflective power of the mind, who is in the midst of prana and apana. In other words, all the yoga practices that are done for controlling prana and apana, for concentration, meditation, samadhi, Raj Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, and all different aspects of yoga. Who is the secret source of the Ajna Chakra? It is He. He is the target. He means Brahman. Brahman means your essential nature. I am. Being Himself, the innermost essence of all beings, this self has forgotten its essential glory, as it were. Now what you are treating is ignorance. You are unaware of your own essential nature, and that's your root disease, Mool Adi. And that's what you are treating through your worship, through your sadhana. Having forgotten one's essential nature, as if God, the Brahman, has forgotten its essential nature. He is after the petty objects of the world. All that you gain by your karmic process is alpam. Nothing can be secured. Even if you were to gain the whole control over the whole earth, if you become more generous, control over the whole physical universe, the universe continues to change. All stars, pole stars, and all continue to change. Nothing in this universe is steady except the verse, except pure consciousness. That's the reality behind it. Though ever untainted, he appears involved in the world of fleeting pleasures. The sun is ever untouched, but all reflected suns, each reflected sun is in a strange predicament with constant limitations and defects. But in spite of all that, all reflected suns are same I am, led by ignorance. An aspirant should worship his inner self as Shiva. Devo Devalayo Praktam. Consider your body as the abode of God. And the soul within you is Shiva. He should meditate upon the divine glory manifesting through his being. He should assert the following. These are the creating a clarity of understanding and being firm in understanding. That's called asserting it. Prior to asserting, affirming it. Led by you by listening to scriptures and inspired by your inner faith. You let go limitations that constantly dominate your mind. Allow them to stay quiet and start your mind repeating mantras. Aham Brahma, I am Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma, pure awareness is Brahman. Nothing exists. Nothing belongs to me. I'm neither mind nor senses. While you are saying, somewhere in another part, all these are lies. Forget about it. Continue. Affirmation is that type of exercise. Though your mind has all those clutter, but just keep them shut up and allow a visualization of the positive colors of revelation, not pure revelation, but imagine how revelation will feel like. And that's a powerful sadhana. Affirmation, assertion, and revelation. I am the divine self. This is your assertion. Various Shaktis, your Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Kriya Shakti is the power of your action that allows you to do self-effort. Ichha Shakti, the power within you to cultivate spiritual virtues. Jnana Shakti, the power that allows the layers of illusions to be removed. All these Shaktis, I am these various Shaktis, offer their services to me. The me is the divine self, the absolute self. And all these Shaktis are the Devis of the absolute self. They are Shaktis of Brahman. Mind is my gatekeeper. Reflective reason is the gatekeeper of my inner apartment. Your Viveka Buddhi begins to obstruct those types of news that are degrading for your mind. Obstruct prayer and goes on entertaining Shreya. So that Viveka movement is being described in this form. Jnana Shakti and Prana Shakti are my consorts. Different forms of worldly knowledge are my ornaments. The senses are the doers. Rather, the senses are the doors of this house of my personality. It's described allegorically like a big palace. So you are Supreme Self in divine palace. I am the divine Shiva. I am beyond all limitations. These are your affirmations. I am eternal. Allow as your mind calms down and your ego I am is bringing a lot of trouble. I'm in misery, I'm in worst situation, facing calamity after calamity. Instead, I am eternal self, infinite, the indwell not only subjectively, but indwelling reality in all objects. All that we consider objective world, even that objective world is essentially the I am. And the absolute reality is the non-dual self. The worshipper of the self. Now, if you are becoming that worshipper, what are your characteristics? The worshipper of the self does not rise or fall. Your worship is never void. Jnana movement, any step you are taking on the path of jnana and bhakti. Jnana and bhakti are two aspects of the same movement. Because what jnana is revelation, bhakti is love. As there is revelation of who am I, there is a fulfillment of love. You are always looking for how to love and find fulfillment. To love and to be loved. And in realizing I am Brahman, there is absolute fulfillment. So in that move, in brief, sadhana that is very sincere enables you to understand that you are not losing your sadhana, even though it appears that you didn't succeed, or it appears you are successful, your meditation became wonderful. Next day, no. That rise and fall continue in your practical world. But while to your conscious mind it may appear that way, deep down you are not losing. If you are rising, you are not creating elation in your mind. If you are falling, you are not creating depression in your mind. Your mind is moving from calmness to deeper calmness. In brief, your adversity and prosperity both are inspiring you to attain God realization, self-realization. The simple moral is, keep watch over your mind. Don't let it always become habituated to elation and depression. Mind is addicted to these two experiences, like and dislike. When you like, you shine up, elation. Dislike, depression. And if mind doesn't get it, neither elation nor depression, boredom. Instead of boredom, there should be God's kingdom. And that's a profound project for aspirants. Your sadhana is not just to give you your cherished desires. Your sadhana is to promote that state of shama, serenity of mind, and samadhan, the mind that is not looking for resolving problems by entering into causation, cause and effect. He does not come under the sway of pairs of opposites. And there is always pairs of opposites, praise and censure, gain and loss, and so forth. He does not accept or reject. He is established in the serene self at all times. Consider every experience in life as a process of worshipping the divine self. Whether it be an experience of pain or of pleasure. The normal state of mind, what they call it, pragmatic, you always highlight pain to such an extent that even if pain has gone, the impressions of pain are so dominating that you don't believe it. And if you don't believe it for a while, then your belief is proven to be true in a negative way. But Spiritual sensitivity demands to understand, to face painful condition with the mantra of wait and watch. Wait, of course, from practical point of view, leave no stone unturned to remedy the pain you are suffering from. But every action you adopt, view it as a worship of God. And your pain has become an opportunity to exercise your self-effort. And as well as be equipped with faith in God. That faith in God removes deep source of your misery. Your self-effort goes after correcting the symptoms, and faith goes after correcting the source of your trouble. One way or the other, your trouble vanishes. Wait, watch, and wonder. I'm going to feel the coriander. A joke. Adversities are aspects of divine worship. You never view adversity in a profoundly negative way. Think of the role of adversity in the lives of saints and sages. What made them turn to be a sage or a saint? If adversities were not in their life. But don't stretch too much of your imagination. Look within yourself. How much patience, endurance, and many other great qualities you have gained as a result of facing challenging situations. And every challenging situation is a form of adversity. You are enjoying your eat, drink, be merry, everything is wonderful. But suddenly something knocks at your door. A bear has entered. But what seemed like a bear was really a blessing of God. Things change for you for better. Worship the self by cultivating the cooling moon of friendliness in your heart. Adore the self by developing divine qualities such as compassion, universal love, cheerfulness, and self-control. Let me remind you of a similar line of teaching given by Raj Yoga. Maitri, Mudita, Karuna, Upeksha. All these are qualities leading to Chitta Prasadanam, leading to purity of the Chitta. Maitri, friendliness, the attitudes that you must practice in daily life. Seeing people prosper around you who are of similar circumstances like you. Instead of being jealous, develop friendliness towards them. Friends open their heart to each other. Sometimes they scold, sometimes they praise, but they don't hide anything. So in friendly attitude, begin to understand how everyone is suffering just like you suffer. And when you suffer, you don't need scolding. When others suffer, therefore you should not scold them. Of course, bring some cold water of comfort. Do something of a balming effect. So all that insight comes as a Matri Bhavana, friendliness. And profounder way, adversity has come, not lose your friendly heart. There is a purpose behind it. Be positive, that's the main point. No matter how things are. Because all things can be in turmoil. But the I am is never in turmoil. All reflected suns will be in turmoil. But the sun is never in turmoil. If you have that bhavana, your Matri Bhavana has become Vishwamitra. The entire universe, you're looking at it with a heart flowing with compassion. And this ideal is gained in a progressive way. You suddenly can't become absolutely sublime in your thought, but can try. Next quality, mudita, cheerfulness. When you see people who are more progressive I'm referring in a profound way, who are progressing in sadhana, progressing in their real success in life, instead of reacting and trying to look down upon their progress, develop a sense of joyousness, mudita. Think of your brother progressing, think of your loved one gaining success in life. And you be inspired. How are they progressing? Learn lessons from them and allow a gladdened heart in your personality. That's called mudita. Now, regarding your attitude towards inferior people, people who are in low grades, and uncultured personality, masses in general, they always begin to hate anything that their mind cannot bear. So if there is any act, anyone suffering in an intense way due to certain error, all that you do is start scolding the person. You deserve it. You should go to hell. Rather than that, develop compassion. You are to place yourself in their shoes and follow the illustration of Buddha, saints and sages. And lastly, towards those who are extremely uncultured and demoniac, terrorists, stay simply like a stone while dealing with them. Don't interact. That's the mantra behind it. Do not interact with them. Stay like a wall. If they call you absolutely stupid, you are successful. If these attitudes are practiced, you are promoting a mind that is full of prasad. Prasad is serenity of your mind. And that's the subtle suggestion behind temple prasad. Worship must conclude with prasad. If you are practicing worship in a profound way, you are offering these flowers of Matri, Mudita, Karuna, Upeksha. And if you have offered them well, you deserve to have prasad. Prasad is a mind calm, filled with glory of God. And this again is a progressive movement. You get more calm, more relaxed, more sattva, until you come to the highest level of prasad. The mind is inundated with the sense of presence of God. Worship the self by the development of this passion towards all objects of the world. This passion implies detaching from Vishaya Sukha, pleasures of the senses. You have to understand, when we say detach from pleasure, it simply means that those enjoyments that you indulge in, which are damaging to your spiritual health, that's an error. And develop this passion, same pleasure that makes you depend upon objects of the world, or the pleasure that is meant to comfort you for your spiritual success. Same comfort can be called luxury if it is directing your mind to objects of the world. Same pleasure is perfectly in agreement with the vairagya, this passion, if it is enabling you to practice more sadhana. So try to understand the difference between what is Vishaya Sukha and what is spiritual happiness. In other words, what I'm trying to explain, the dispassion is not an outer coating. Practice people having read texts of dispassion suddenly take out their new clothes, throw them away, put on the early simple garbs. It's not so simple, they tear it up a little and appear like a ascetic. That's not the real ideal. But the real ideal, I have already explained. You should give up the sense of individuality. In other words, do not let your mind be dominated by me and mine. And this point is used in mantras. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah, neither me nor mine. And that is a subtle, vital point in the practice of worship of God, Para Puja, supreme worship, offering Nama, me and mine. This is not myself. Rather, you should meditate upon the truth. All is Brahman. And with this I conclude. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras grace over all, and blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarupuva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. हम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम।